Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name's Corey. I am a bone cancer survivor, and today I want to show you guys the real true cost of what you're going to be charged in the United States for a CT scan. To preface this, I have to get scans of my lungs every 6 months to make sure that my cancer has not spread to my lungs. And this scan, usually I go to the hospital, I'm in and out in 10-15 minutes. It does not take very long. The actual time in the machine is maybe 5 minutes. And mind you, mine's with contrast. I saw my bill and I flipped. I could not believe that one scan cost that much. And I know it's a specialized piece of equipment, but it got my brain rolling. I'm like, how much could it truly cost for me to get this scan? And so I want you to stick around towards the end of the video. I do an entire analysis of what I think it possibly costs to actually get this scan of my lungs done. And it's flabbergasting how overcharged I think I am. And again, I want to preface this and say I'm no expert. This was just me researching on the internet, trying to find generic estimates of what stuff actually costs and trying to cost it out. As somebody who has an accounting background, I wanted to know, what's really going on behind the scenes and kind of showing some of the corrupt nature of the US healthcare system. Ready to see how much it costs to get one 10-minute scan done? Let's go.
And here it is in its small and disgusting glory. Yes, I paid $1,400 for one scan where I was in it for 10 minutes. Now, if you look at this thing holistically, the first line was saying that they charged me $50 for the iodine contrast that they put into my veins to help see my lungs better. And then they said that they thought it was worth $2,290 to scan my lungs. Now, the two lines below that where there's the blacked out, that is that my insurance basically saying you can't charge my customer set that much money. So they said automatically take $713 off. I don't know what the $219 in payments is. I think that's when it started kicking. I start getting my insurance covered. My deductible is met at $1,500. So I think that's where that kicks in. But they were saying the insurance thinks, let me do the quick math, $1,576 roughly. $1,500 is what the insurance decided that was an acceptable amount to pay, which is complete horse baloney, in my opinion. I looked at this and I said, how could it be possible that I'm being charged this much money for a scan? So I went in and I did a detailed analysis of what I think I should have paid based on the actual cost of the machine. And I even included a for-profit line. To prove my point on how ridiculous this is, I did a little bit of research. I found a website from Amber USA, and I did other research just kind of looking at general pricing and put some stuff in here. Now, is it going to be 100% accurate? No. But I think this, even if we go at the high end of some of these numbers, I think this is going to be pretty eye-opening as to like how overcharged I am here in the US for my healthcare. So if we look, let's start off with this. So I saw that used machines start at can even start as low as 35, but usually they range between $1 and $2 million. So actually, let's make this estimate even higher. Let's say this is $150,000 or $1.5 million per year, or $1.5 million for the machine. But on average, the machines have anywhere from an 8 to 10-year life. So we're going to be looking at it at a yearly cost. So if we say on the lower end, it's only going to last 8 years, then the cost would be this much. So let's move this back to, because I was just looking at these numbers earlier. So we take 1.5 million and we divide it by 8 years. That's the cost per year for this machine. Okay. $187,000. Great. Now it talked about delivery and installation on this Amber USA website. So it said something like, I think 40,000 or so just to even plan out the room. So I doubled that price for the delivery. So I said about $80,000, but again, spread over an 8-year life because that's how long the machine lasts. So if we look at it, it's $80,000 divided by 8 years. Perfect. Now the website said maintenance on the machine is roughly $10,000 a month. So if it's $10,000 a month, we have to multiply it by 12 to get us to a yearly cost of $120,000 to maintain the machine. Now, it says in the article as well that it takes about $3,000 in electricity alone to run the machine. Now, I didn't incorporate the cost of electricity that maybe other things in that room uses because apparently they need to stay really cold in there because the machine runs hot. So let's give another $500 per month for other types of electricity that might be running in the room. So if we do 3,500 times 12, that's going to give us $42,000 a year in electricity to run the machine. Now you need a radiologist to review your scans. So I said, looking it up, it looks like they make about between anywhere to like $100 to $200 an hour. It looks like an average in the US is about $140 an hour, roughly at the time of me recording this. So I said about $140 an hour. They review lots of different scans, not just CT. So I said maybe they spend 3 hours a day on scans. Again, I am no expert on this. I have no idea. These are just random estimates, but I'm going to say 3 hours per day based on, the knowledge that they do review other stuff and they do it for 5 days a week. So to get to the annual cost, it's $140 an hour for 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, and there's 52 weeks in a year. So that gets me an annual cost of about $109,000. Now I said there's an administrative cost. They have to have people that answer the phone and schedule your appointments and bill your insurance and do those types of things. So I said, we're going to do a per scan cost. I have no idea if this number is even close or accurate, but $150 per scan that they have to do is what I said. So if it's $100, $50 per scan, I said that I have no idea if this is accurate. I know looking it up, it could be anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes is about the average CT scan. And I know there's setup time from when you put in a patient to the next patient. And some of them can go up to 45 minutes depending on what you're getting done. But I said, let's just take a random guess. Let's say they can only do 10 scans a day, which I think is very low considering they can do 10. Most scans only last between 10 and 30 minutes. So I think this is a very, very, very low estimate. 10 scans per day, 6 days per week. Maybe there's 1 day for maintenance on the machine. So if we have that, we can look at the scans per year of about 3,120. So 10 scans a week, or 10 scans a day, excuse me, 6 days a week, 52 weeks in a year. So about a little over 3,000 scans that they can do in a year at this. I think it's a low estimate. I tried to search how many scans can be done in a day, and I just could not get a good reading on how many scans I could get done. So this number could potentially be significantly higher. But again, I'd rather go conservative to just show you how crazy this is. So that's where we get this 150 per scan. So $150 per scan, 3,120 scans in a year. So that's going to be $468,000, which if you look would be the most of any of the line items for this per year for scans. Okay, now our total cost per year is just all of this stuff added up all together. And we'll say that's $936,700. Great. So if that's how much it costs per year, which again, there's probably things that I'm missing in here, incidental other expenses, but one of the things that the article said is it costs $100,000 per year just to operate the machine on the website. And I'm not sure if that included stuff like the radiologist and the administrative review and like that type of stuff, because if I add up a lot of those other incidental expenses, I'm not sure where they're getting that $100,000 from. We could potentially add that too if you'd like to see that. Maybe we'll do that in a second. But if we do that without all of that, and I look at the scans, the cost per year to the number of scans should only cost $300 a scan. which I still think is pretty outrageous, but I guess it makes sense. It's a very expensive piece of machinery that takes a lot of specialized care and review in order to use. But say they wanted to make a 20% markup on that. They would be making, it would only be $360 for one scan. For one scan. Now remember, after insurance, I was charged $1,400, almost $1,500. Now, I want to add in that one line item. I have no idea. It was very vague in the article, how much, what that operating cost is per year. But let's say that's in here. Let's put that in here and say this generic operating cost that was put on the website. They say it's $100,000 a year, right? So even if it's $100,000 per year, and this is like, I don't know, question mark, but we'll add it in anyways. So now if we go in here and we redo this and we'll say, we add in the 100,000, it's still only $332 per year, per scan, per scan. Maybe these numbers are just completely not realistic. I don't know. Maybe I'm really off. Like even, okay, let's play some number games. Okay, so we're at $332. Say it's actually, I don't know, $200 per scan for an administrative cost. Okay, so say it costs $200. We're up to $458 with a 20% markup. Okay. What if we say the electricity is actually $4,000 per month? Just to show you, even if we drastically increase some of these prices, we're still on at $461. Okay. Now, say this is one of the top of the line machines and it costs $15,000 a month to maintain. Okay, let's do that. We're up to $484. Okay. Let's say this is a $2 million machine. Let's say this is a really big kahuna. Okay. Now, let's say you have to add $40,000 in order to plan something this expensive. So let's say $120,000. I'm only at $510 for a $2 million machine. For a $200 machine, charging $200 for administrative costs per scan, paying a radiologist $140 an hour to review the scans, with an electricity bill of $4,000 per month. And this is just the scan. This is just the scan. There you have it. There are the numbers. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Until next time, take care.
Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.